Let's play a game, shall we?
The most you ever lost in a coin toss.
Heads, you live. Tails, well, you shouldn't want to find out. This isn't just any game, darling. This is the game Anton Chigurh plays. And it's the most terrifying coin toss you'll ever witness. Are you brave enough to call it? Picture this. A quiet gas station, an unsuspecting proprietor, and then he walks in, Anton Chigurh, with his dead eyes and that strange weapon. The air turns thick with tension. Our poor cashier, he's sweating bullets, honey. One wrong word, one wrong move, and it's game over. Oh, but Chigurh, cool as ice. He toys with his prey, his voice a monotone that sends chills down your spine. That weapon of his, it's not just for show, trust me. It's as cold and ruthless as the man himself. But oh my sweet, this coin toss is just the beginning. There's so much more to our mystery man than meets the eye. Ready to take a walk on the wild side? Don't be terrified from the subscribe button to stay in touch for more delicious villains. Oh, you thought our little coin toss was the main event? That's just the appetizer. What if I told you this man isn't just a killer, but the very embodiment of chaos itself? A force of nature wrapped in human skin, here to make you question everything you thought you knew about fate. But here's the kicker. Our Anton isn't just another psycho with a grudge. He's what we call an unstoppable evil, the kind of character that makes you question if good ever stood a chance. He's not just bringing chaos, he is chaos. Every step he takes, every life he ends. It's all a dance with randomness and violence. Now let's talk about his little toy, shall we? That strange weapon of his. It's a captive bolt stunner, typically used for slaughtering cattle. Charming, right? But in Anton's hands, it becomes something more. A symbol, darling. A cold, metal representation of how little he values human life. To him, we're all just cattle waiting for the slaughter. But don't go thinking Anton's all brawn and no brains. Oh no, there's a twisted philosophy behind those dead eyes. He's not just killing, he's playing a game with fate itself. And honey, he always plays to win. You see, our Anton isn't interested in your typical villain motivations. Money, power, those are for amateurs. No, what gets Anton's motor running is something far more primal. He's the personification of the random cruelty of the universe. In a world that tries to make sense of chaos, he is the chaos that refuses to be tamed. Oh, but the rabbit hole goes so much deeper, my delectable listener. You see, our dear Anton isn't just playing with people's lives. He's challenging the very fabric of morality itself. What if everything you thought you knew about right and wrong was just a flip of the coin away from crumbling? Stick around and I'll show you just how fragile your moral high ground really is. Let's peek into that twisted mind of his, shall we? Anton's not your run-of-the-mill psycho. He's got a philosophy, and it's as cold as his dead eyes. In his world, fate is the only true god, and chance is its prophet. Every life, every death, it's all just a cosmic coin toss. Remember that chilling line of his?
If the rule you followed brought you to this, of what use was the rule?
Oh, it sends shivers down my spine every time. You see, Anton's not just questioning your choices. He's tearing apart the very idea that our choices matter at all. In Anton's twisted game, free will is just another illusion. He sees himself as fate's hitman, simply carrying out the sentence that your own choices have already decided. It's a world where morality is meaningless as trying to reason with a tornado. But here's where it gets really juicy. What if our dear Anton is more than just a villain? What if he's a mirror reflecting the darkest parts of our society back at us? In a world where self-interest often trumps morality, isn't Anton just taking that idea to its logical extreme? Think about it, sweetie. How many times have you heard someone justify their actions with, "It's just business," or "Everyone else is doing it"? Anton's just cutting out the middleman. Why bother with excuses when you can leave it all up to chance? And oh, the irony of it all. The more Anton insists on following the dictates of chance, the more he becomes a force of inexorable fate himself. He's chaos incarnate, sweetheart, turning the world into his own personal playground of random violence. But the real magic of Anton? It's not just in what he does, it's in what he makes us feel. That tingling sensation when you realize you might just understand him a little too well. That's where things get truly intoxicating. Care to take a walk on the wild side, sweetie? Oh, you thought our little game with Anton was over? Not even close, darling. This man isn't just a character in a movie. He's becoming a cultural phenomenon, a mirror reflecting our darkest desires. And honey, the reflection isn't always pretty. Let's talk about the man behind the monster, shall we? Javier Bardem's portrayal of Anton Chigurh wasn't just good. It was the stuff of legend. An Oscar, a Golden Globe, a BAFTA. The accolades just kept rolling in. Critics couldn't stop gushing, calling it one of the greatest performances in cinema history. But why? What is it about this cold-blooded killer that has us all so enthralled? You see, Anton isn't just a villain we love to hate. He's the part of us that wonders what it would be like to live beyond good and evil. Tempting, isn't it? In a world where morality often feels like a game of chance, Anton is the one who's brave enough, or mad enough, to embrace the chaos. But here's where it gets really juicy. Anton's legacy? It's not confined to the silver screen, oh no. He's sparked debates about morality, chance, and the nature of evil that are still raging today. In boardrooms and bar rooms, people are asking themselves, in a world that often seems random and cruel, is Anton really so different from the rest of us? Remember the car crash at the end of the film? The one our dear Anton walked away from. It's not just a plot point, it's a statement. Evil doesn't just go away because we want it to. It endures, it adapts, it survives, just like Anton. Let's be real for a moment, shall we? The true power of Anton Chigurh isn't in his actions, it's in what he represents. In a society where we're all trying to make sense of the senseless, to find patterns in the chaos, Anton is the embodiment of our deepest fears. What if it's all random? What if our choices don't matter? What if we're all just one coin toss away from disaster? Oh honey, we've danced with the devil and now it's time for the final toss. Anton Chigurh, our enigmatic psychopath, isn't just a character. He's a force of nature, a walking embodiment of chaos. His unpredictability, his twisted philosophy, they all add up to something truly intoxicating. But here's the real kicker, darling. What if Anton isn't just a villain? What if he's a mirror reflecting the darkest parts of our world back at us? In a society where morality often feels like a game of chance, isn't Anton just taking that idea to its logical extreme? So sweetie, if you found yourself face to face with Anton Chigurh, would you call the coin toss, or would you try to change the rules of the game? Think about it, and if you're craving more deliciously dark tales, why not flip a coin yourself? Heads, you subscribe. Tails, well, you subscribe anyway. After all, in our world, everyone's a winner.